Hello, 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 and welcome. In this video, we will be celebrating Aquarius. Yes, if you were born between January 20th and February 18th, hello, hello, happy birthday. You are an Aquarius. Aquarians are known to be our air signs, along with Gemini and Libra. Air signs are dynamic in the sense that they're very intellectual. They're also very sociable, very curious, all about the mind. And Aquarius is symbolized by the mystical healer, as we can see, holding its vows and pouring out the waters of wisdom, the water of life. Also, in tarot, the major arcana of the star is associated with Aquarius. And we see her with two containers pouring out this water, both on land and in water. And we see that her surrounding is nourished, it's lush, it's green. And in this, feeding and filling and nourishing all that is around her. And if you'd like to learn more on how to read the star, go to my Learn Tarot videos, the star, and you'll get more information. Also, to consider that Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. Uranus is one of those outer planets, and it's very slow moving. It takes about 7 years for it to move through the constellation. Uranus's influence is all about change, freedom, individuality, and also evolution. This energy in one's life is always bringing in opportunities to move forward. It is not about tradition, and it does celebrate originality and individuality. So with this, when we see our Aquarians, we may also notice an Aquarian because in some aspect of their lives, they seem to be eccentric and different than everybody else. While we have all these wonderful virtues of enlightenment and progressiveness, Uranus also has a shadow side, which is a tendency towards rebellion without any cause. Before we shuffle these and interpret the cards, I have randomly selected several crystals and gems and see what influence or assistance we can get. And this stone is known as seraphinite, and it is known to be a stone for spiritual enlightenment. It has this vibration that offers connecting with your higher energies. So it's a wonderful stone for meditation, and also because it's helping you connect with higher energies, it helps you draw out old emotions and cleanse all those pent-up feelings to bring you clarity. And in meditation, you could bring these stones to draw into areas in your life that you're emotionally unbalanced, and as you bring this energy up, it will help you bring clarity and release those things that are affecting you. This is a great stone to use to remove emotional cords from pain and relationships that have hurt you. This is called aqua obsidian, and this beautiful stone can be used in meditation when you're doing throat chakra work, anything that has to do with communication. And as you see, it has this cool nature about it. It also helps with the vibration of bringing in balance with your moods and your feelings. So in general, aqua obsidian, great stone for divination, for psychic development, and also to bring in that connection of communication and clarity in these areas. So far, it looks like we're looking for balance with my Aquarius. Then we have this very edgy type of stone here. It has these beautiful, when the light hits it in a certain way, it has like it shines. You could almost tell if I could get the light to hit just right. This is known as kyanite, and it is a complement when you're working with stones to do chakra work or body healing work. It helps direct healing energy to different parts of the person's field and body. As you can see, most of the ones that you will see out there has this type of fan shape. Black kyanite can also help with opening the lines of communication. So we see that there might be an issue here with Aquarius without even throwing the cards here about restructuring, clarifying issues that may have been left unclear. And now this is bringing it to your attention that it is best as you move forward to clarify things so you can avoid conflict and misunderstanding. So this is a beautiful stone to use and activate that type of energy and work with your throat chakra, especially your root chakra and your throat chakra. And lastly, I have this beautiful stone here. It is known as Orange Celestial, and it embodies coolness and inspiration. And it has that kind of fresh feeling, you know, like a freshly squeezed orange or dreamsicle, you know, that kind of ice cream, just kind of refreshing. So we feel that with this energy moving through just by looking at it, how it can bring peace. Pretty much Orange Celestial is a great stone when you're working with trying to be your authentic self, to really express who you really are. So the energy of the stone has this vibration when you're working with it to help you connect with that, with your true self, to be authentic and to be true, to stand tall in your own individuality. So beautiful, beautiful messages that are coming through here. Okay, let's move on to our reading and see what is in store for our Aquarians. First one we're going to lay out is the theme. Let's see how things are moving. And in this row, it'll be what you need to let go, what is remaining in your life now that still needs for you to work on, and what will be the new emerging energies. Okay, next row is for career, love and relationship, life, and lastly, the lesson to extract. Okay, all right, and then we will throw in this area just one more to supplement and see what we can get out of that. Experience. So we're going to do this one here for career. Throw one card here for career and one card here for love and relationship, and then in general, life. Okay. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords. So the theme is, and I like how this is because the Queen represents air signs. So in general, it's already drawing the attention towards the air signs to being confident where you're at. This message here, as we move through this month for my Aquarians, it's a reminder that we need to know the importance of making judgments without relying on our emotions. We cannot get emotionally attached to things. We need to be of sound mind and sound thoughts when we are making our decisions. She is here reminding you, you need to look at the information that's before you. Look at what has transpired. Look what's before you. Look at everything intelligently. Too often when we make decisions of the heart, we get caught into the drama. But when you use your mind, when you look at the facts, when you look at things intelligently and from different points of view, you can actually take a pause before making decisions. As you move forward through your month, that is what your theme is. The theme here is to think before acting, to think before speaking. It is really important to do that and to focus on how you're speaking with others, to make that effort to weave your thoughts in your head before they come out of your mouth. What is interesting is that here, remember how the theme came out already about communication and making sure that you are aligning things and moving forward and not leaving things misunderstood. So this is really about that, and that is the theme. It was reinforced here before I even picked out the first card, and now we see that this is confirming that you are in the season of thinking before speaking, that you're in the season of not passing judgment without looking at all the facts and not wearing your heart on your sleeve. It is important to look at everything before you make any decision or before you make any comments or render your opinion. So that is the theme. Let's take a look at the things that you need to let go. So this is the main card, and this is the one over it. Okay, so interesting with the Page of Swords. And again, this is something that you've already dealt with, and it looks like either something that was related with money and ideas about that. So we have here the Page of Swords. Interesting how now that, you know, the theme here is about communication, about not passing judgment without having information, and to think before you speak. So it's interesting that we have the Page of Swords, something that you've got to let go from the past. We see here with the Queen of Swords that there is a level of maturity, that you are there already. And here, this here representing the Page of Swords upside down, where we may have lacked that finesse, where we had lacked the maturity to understand, you know, not only the situation, why it was happening in our lives, but also, you know, having the compassion for that of others, you know, the plight of others. For the majority of the Aquarians, there could be a good group out there that are ready to leave pettiness behind, leave arguments behind, leave people that no longer align with your higher purpose, people that are argumentative, people that just don't think, that are just reckless. It looks like you are ready to transcend and move on to the next level of your life, where now you have mastery and understand how important it is, the power of your words. At the same time also, this also could represent, because we have here the Four of Pentacles. And when we look at the Four of Pentacles, it does look like someone is there holding on to you tightly, or holding on to someone tightly, or holding on to an issue that they don't want to let go of. So you are ready to leave that, whether it's a person that has been controlling you, manipulating you, you're ready to leave that. You don't want to be a part of that, and you don't want anything that's going to hinder your growth. So let go of those things that control you and tie you down. Leave it in the past. Things that we will continue to work on. Okay, like this and like this. Okay, so again, interesting how swords being representative of air signs, it's like spot on here. It is saying, hey, this is about action. No more sleeping in. No more waiting for the right time. No more waiting for the right people to be in your life. No more waiting for skills or whatever excuses you have made in the past. This is about claiming the now, claiming things and taking the ideas as they come and moving with them and making it work, because you can create that balance. And I love this message for you. And you feel the sense of restlessness. That is, you know, the spirit waking in your heart, saying you have relaxed and sat in the sidelines long enough. Now it's time for action. You feel that maybe you have a lot of energy going on, and it's time to step in and move on. As you could see, when we see this card like this, we see the number 4, we see 3 swords, and this person resting with a steeple hand. And so that's not the case. Now the steeple hand is you bringing that intuition, bringing this one idea down to you and putting it to work. And know that because we have this stained glass, we know that we are in hollow ground, knowing that these ideas are pure and true for us, and that it will lead us to balance. So it will give us that financial security, that physical security we're looking for, not only in money or finances, career, all that is physical, even health. So it is time to take action, and that's what's going to give us stability, because things have been lopsided for a little bit too long. And now by you stepping into the game and doing things, it's what's going to create that balance. And this figure 8 is also that theme that seems to flow in that spirituality, so that divine path and guidance. As we look at the new energy coming into your life, let's see what that is. This and then this. Okay, we have the 3 of Wands followed by the 7 of Pentacles. As we move forward into this new energy coming in, this is like a little hint that, you know, things are going to begin to flow for you. This is like a little peek that as you continue to step and follow into these ideas that are coming into you, you are now going to be in a position where you have control and you can call the shots. There's security here. You're having like ideas that are coming to you that you can put to use. Remember these ideas. So now it's going to be really, you're going to take it from the mind into the physical realm with some passion. And you could see that there are boats in this river that's before you. So it's either a journey or resources coming in to help you move this forward. As with the number 3 is about growth, expansion. So, and then we see the 7 of Pentacles. And here when we see this card, it looks like this person here is overlooking, projects, overlooking all that they've put in through, and they're looking at how some of the things that they have planted in the past are now blooming. And so standing here looking as if, what do I do now? A little bit like, okay, I'm going to take a little pause here because you've put in some effort, and now watching this through so that what's the next thing. And as you could see, there is some type of semblance here that shows not exhaustion, but kind of satisfaction. Satisfaction as looking at what this person's done, what you've done. So as you move forward with these ideas and you get to put them into action, you're going to have a sense of satisfaction that it's going to have a yield, that it's going to be a good yield, and it's going to be able to help you with your long-term goals. So definitely a lot of pretty things here showing along the way. One big caution here is not to get frustrated, not to expect things to happen right away, that there is, like in all, real seeds need cultivation, need sunlight, need watering. So whatever this is, don't expect it to be an overnight success or overnight results. Be okay that we have to follow the seasons. That is the law, that there has to be some incubation for all this great things that you have to pull through for you. Trust that the divine guidance that gave you the idea will also be there with the timing. Okay, let's take a look at career and finances. Okay. Strength. Have courage to face things. I like that. So it's interesting because when we see these new things that are going to come into your life, and the patience that you're going to need, also you need to have the courage, because you see this is a major arcana, which right now seems to be so far the only major card that's showing up in the area of career and finance, your money issues, which might be the lesson that you need to kind of work on, is that this season for you is going to be about manifesting and having the courage to stay the course, so that you can have this balance and have the patience for the things to come to you. You don't have to go out and get them. They are going to be coming to you, but you need to still do the work. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm going to watch TV, I'm going to sit here in my little corner of the world. No, you still go on every day, show up for life, and whatever opportunities they are, say yes to those opportunities. That's what the strength is here, to have the strength to go through whatever it is. Sometimes we see bad things, what we call bad things, sad moments, as a dark time in your life. Yet, if you realize, for the most part, you have to take a beautiful seed and put it in darkness for it to bloom. So the same thing here. Let's see what this says here. Face, money, skills, investor, taking risks, face value, self-made, fame, exposure, and reputation. All of this seems to be resonating with what is going on here. And I love how we see this infinity symbol here, right? And then you see the infinity symbol here as well. So it is something, a matter of, that divine intuition, and a matter of trusting your guidance here and having the strength. That might be the area that you need to focus on, is having the strength to go through that time, having the strength to deal with the situations that arise that will eventually lead to the bounty that is there for you, to the success that you have coming for you. Okay, in love and relationship, what will be revealed? Okay. So there's a group of you, could be in a relationship that things may have gone stagnant, or in a relationship that you're trying to pursue, but it's not quite ready yet. It hasn't. It's like you want this relationship to either get to the next level, or you want this person to respond to you. And that is something that appears here as we're telling the story that will need to be worked on. You need to have patience, as we see here with this bursting, all the hearts, like this center heart bursting, and with it fruits, because you've allowed for it to incubate. You've allowed for it to go through that phase before it blooms. So what does it say? Criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. So you're expecting this person, you're expecting a lot of this person, but mostly, as we see the Page of Pentacles, you're expecting a lot out of this relationship right now. But you've got to put some time in it, and it's not going to work when you are looking at the faults, when you're criticizing the situation, when you're criticizing and blaming the other persons, or maybe even yourself, for how things are progressing. But the blessing is to look at what is working, to look at what is blossoming, and from there, as you focus on that, that level of maturity will begin to fall in. You've got to give it time. Remember, give it time. Okay, and now let's take a look. Life. Okay, and when we see the Five of Wands, looks like people arguing. They can't get their point across. What is going on here? So there could be a problem in communication. We saw this here. So in general, it really is to take the time, even if it means that get some self-help book on how to become a better communicator, so that you can understand the dynamics of communicating. There are many good books out there that can help you foster better skills in communicating. Sometimes communicating is more about listening than it is about talking. And sometimes communicating is about repeating what you just heard from the person that is talking to you, because maybe what you are hearing and the way you're assimilating is not how they're trying to put their point across. It's a win-win situation when you listen, when you ask the person, hey, let me see if I understand what you're telling me here. And also you being honest about how you feel about something. Because if you bottle things up and the other person doesn't know that they're stepping on your toe, well, heck, how long before you either going to lose some toes, or you're going to jab somebody really hard because it really hurts. Don't wait for things to get to the extremes. We can see that communication is an issue. Let's bring harmony and peace here. And aside from the communication, this could also be a little bit more about competition. Maybe this could also mean that there could be some competition at work, in your field of interest, and it's making you feel uncomfortable. What I would suggest is welcome the competition, not because of what it means to win or lose, but more of what you can learn from winning or losing. There is no losses. The journey is what's going to help you grow. And here you can learn new skills on how to cope with situations in a civil way. So in that sense, we have this mudra card here. Let's see which one it is. Ah, look at that. And we have expansion mudra, Baya mudra. And isn't that interesting? Air. How beautiful is this reading for my Aquarius, right? It helps with lightness, ease, and appreciation. And maybe that's, as you get involved and you allow yourself to get in the game and to be a part of the conversation and to be relevant, guess what? Things will get easier. And maybe you're bringing something to this situation that people will appreciate you for. Okay, so when you practice Vaya mudra, it directs breath to the heart, to the chest and the ribs, and assists the nervous and respiratory systems, instills a sense of lightness and ease in the body, and opens the subtle heart. Opens the subtle heart, so we move away from being critical to being and opening up to happiness. Okay, light, and the focus is lightness and compassion awaken my highest truth. I remember I used the word compassion, so I know it's part of this situation for you. So, Expansion Mudra. Expansion. It is about growth. Through the art of communication, expanding your heart. And as you do that, you will reach a new level for yourself. Element is air. Working with you. How do you like that? That is beautiful. Okay, and now what is the lesson that we are going to extract from this? The number 3 is growth. And I like how this is it. And it's swords again. So when we see this, just by looking at this card, we feel that there's pain, there's hurt, there's discouragement. Here is, again, a reminder. The lesson is to remember that pain and grief is a normal part of life. Because when we go through some of these life challenges, we also then we have a new perspective of what to appreciate. That then somehow opens up for more love, more joy, more happiness. And this is a very huge lesson. So it is through the pain that we can learn to avoid things in the future, not to be so rushed into things, but to allow things to come to us, to have the courage to face our different situations, and to have the compassion and the conviction and maturity to think before we speak. So a lot of lessons are going to be provided as we move forward here for our Aquarians. This is just a reminder that no matter if we get knocked down, we get up again, more determined to face our future, and we become stronger. And we learn how to move forward. A part of a big lesson for Aquarians is to develop strength and courage. And this is a reminder that this too shall pass. Nothing is here to destroy us, but only to make us stronger. Just be careful and vigilant and kind and loving and compassionate. And remember, Vayu Mudra. Let's close this out with one more card from our angel deck. All right. Support. What a beautiful, beautiful message as you move through. Just remember that you are not alone, that you have people that love you and support you. Surround yourself with these people. You've made that choice. You've made that decision. And as you do that, you will find that you will have the strength and the courage to do and move through anything and everything that is showing up for you in your life. Happy birthday, Aquarius. And I'll meet you at the next video. Be blessed.